Jai Baba. I was reading Upasni. This is November 21st, 2018. It was about 3 o'clock when I woke up. I read for an hour and a half. Then I set Upasni's discourses aside. I was intending to go back to sleep. As I lay there thinking about what I'd read, I began to experience this intense feeling of well-being and bliss. There was a surging of love and joy in my heart. It was perfect. It was just so wonderful. The words I'd read had come alive in me like a living presence. And then all of a sudden I see Upasni, and I hear his voice, and he says, when you read me, I am sitting with you. He says, what you feel is your place. That is what you are supposed to do. To hold that feeling of bliss, joy, and union with God. Then he gave me this image of a lotus flower glowing white and pink on a pond at night. He says, what you are feeling is the luminous lotus of divinity. And that's your place. It's really beautiful. The natural state of the woman. All women can feel that. All women can feel that. It is the state of joy and bliss that is the rightful, natural experience that the woman has of God. It is that perfect place that has everything totally complete in itself. The image was so intense and it glowed from within the flower, filling all the space around it. And he went on to say that the wife is the spiritual leader of the family. The husband is the worldly leader of the family. The woman's place is not that of action, and the man's is. The woman's place is a state of being. It is a sacred place. Like a sacred seed or a sacred assignment. I was excited, thrilled to find out that what I was supposed to do was what came naturally to me. It was easy. When the woman is in her place, she's radiant and perfect. When the woman is in her place, she's radiant. And she's spiritual leader of the family because she holds the place, the luminous lotus of divinity. And it's a passive place versus the husband who has the active place. It's passive in the sense that it's internal. It's her experience of that feeling of joy, bliss, and union in her heart. The only action involved is the turning of one's attention to that until it becomes second nature. In his discourses, Upasni says, the woman is Ablanari, for she has the natural qualities of humility, endurance, and mental forbearance. She should always be allowed to remain in her natural state of being fully devoid of pride and power and not interfered with or misdirected. Such a woman becomes the mother of the world, and because she shows these qualities, God is always with her. And because she shows these qualities, God is always with her. God is always with her. Then he gives me the example of a woman that we know who is woman but acts like a man. This is a woman who is the leader of her domain. She is the embodiment of the man or the husband's place, which is the worldly active role. She's also involved with the womanly aspect of sacred spirituality, but she's taken on the characteristics of the man. So in that sense, she sacrifices the holding of that sacred space. The woman's place, which is internal, for a woman to be active in the husband's place is out of balance because it's not her place. What it does is it deprives the woman of her experience. How can she have the experience of the internal peace, joy, communion with God if she is busy doing the man's place, the husband's place? She's losing out on something far more rich than all the activity that she thinks she's doing is producing. What she produces is nothing. It does not survive. And it doesn't survive because it isn't her place. Her natural, God-given point of leadership. If, on the other hand, she maintained the communion as her primary focus, she would be gaining the benefit and endowing that benefit onto others. But as such, she gains no benefit at all. So then I said, what if the wife is not active spiritually? So then he said, what the husband does for the wife will do for the husband. Every morning, the husband should bow down with his forehead on his wife's feet, acknowledging her role as spiritual leader. And the image was a man bowing his bare forehead down to her bare feet, which were on the floor. The act of the husband bowing down to the wife means that the husband holds the knowledge that his wife is God. He sees the wife as God. And in time, by holding that truth, the wife will eventually come into contact with that place within herself, the luminous lotus of divinity. Manifesting divinity just by her very being. She can't help it because that's what she is. And it's there. It's natural law. It's natural law. And then he gave me images of avatars and their consorts. Krishna, Radha, Ram, Sita, Baba, Mara. Completely matched. Can't have one without the other. As Baba said about Mahara, she is my very breath without which I cannot live. The man needs to feel that about his wife. And he says, this is why avatars are always male. The man is of action and the woman holds the light or holds the place, the sacred seat. So you could look at it the other way too, that if the woman doesn't hold the sacred seat, he can't be the man of action. So I said to him, what if I don't have a husband? What if a woman doesn't have a husband? How would she function? She would function the same way. She would function as if she had a husband. For her, God is her husband.